The capacity crowd at Ibrox greets the two teams for the first Old Firm match of the new season, and it's a historic occasion. Celtic winning numbers on the backs of their jerseys for the first time in a domestic competitive match to comply with new league regulations. And the Rangers manager Walter Smith has resisted the temptation to make wholesale changes to the side, which lost against AEK Athens in midweek. David Robertson is unfit, so Stephen Presley comes into the defence. There's one tactical change. He departs from the policy of playing two tall strikers together. Duncan Ferguson drops out, and Ian Durrant is back in the starting lineup after coming on as substitute in midweek. He's been used very sparingly in 1994, only 7 starts until now, but he'll be asked to provide an extra attacking dimension today. And Celtic have made 3 changes from the team which beat Dundee United last week. Lee Martin and Willie Faulkner are injured, so a reshuffle brings Pat McGinley into the side, despite the ongoing negotiations over his possible transfer to either Hibs or Motherwell. And Mike Galloway wears the number 7 jersey, vacated by Charlie Nicholas. To replace Faulkner, manager Tommy Barnes gives 19-year-old Simon Donnelly his first start of the season. He played in Celtic's closing 10 matches of last season, scoring 5 times and giving clear indications that he might turn out to be an outstanding striker. This is his second Old Firm match. And the match referee this afternoon handing his first Old Firm match, Mr. Hugh Williamson from Renfrew. A typical atmosphere for the start of an Old Firm match, and a typical crunching opening tackle by Stephen Presley there. Nothing wrong with it, of course, but totally committed. And Basil Boley wins that throw off Simon Donnelly. So a new problem for Boley, handling little Simon Donnelly this afternoon. Young striker. Presley's throw. There's McGinley. The call in midfield. There's Jury. Interception made there by Collins. And again, Presley making the tackle. So Celtic pinning Rangers back in the opening seconds. Tommy Barnes with his instructions. His first match in charge, Celtic in an Old Firm match. That's McGinley. Losing out to Ferguson. McGinley gets back very determinedly, and he has the free kick. Fouled by Ferguson. McGinley smarting there with some sense of injustice. He thought he was fouled earlier himself. This is an incredible situation because Rangers get themselves all in a ankle there. They've had ample chances to clear the ball and they don't do it adequately. Here's John Collins now with his free kick. Mowbray's in the area. Struck well enough, but Andy Goram in excellent form. Made that look easy. It's a well struck free kick, but he's asking a lot to be a quality goalkeeper with that type of effort there. You've really got to try and bend it in at the near post. Tony Mowbray. McStay to Collins. Walker's header, bouncing awkwardly for Donnelly. Or Grant. Galloway checks out of a run to make space. Awkward for McCall. Strong play by Paul McStay. Very good midfield play, driving at the Rangers defence. And there was Andy Walker on the rebound. A rare error by Goram. And that will be a matter of substantial concern to Rangers, because Goram has been so secure this season. It was a wonderful midfield play by Paul McStay. Here we see Paul McStay. He looks up, he knows what he's after. He's driving at the heart of the Rangers defence. Hits a shot, but really Andy Goram should have done a lot better than he did with that. But initially, look at that, he charges after it, saves the day. McNeill penalised there for his challenge on Hateley, preventing the big striker jumping. Durrant playing it early, looking for Hateley. Well, a little bit of slackness defensively there by Celtic. They wanted more time than Durant allowed them.
It's just the type of chance that Hateley thrives upon, but again he gets underneath the ball, doesn't quite get a good contact and goes harmlessly over the bar.
Here's Walker causing problems also for Presley. McGinley back towards McStay. A brilliant save by Goram. Paul McStay's second good attempt on goal. This time Andy Goram brings off a marvellous save.
Yeah, Paul McStay wants a hand in everything here, but this is a tremendous fight. He's under pressure, but what a good save into the bargain.
John Collins with a signal for the corner. Mowbray coming to attack this. Collected by Grant. And it goes to Boyd. An offside flag up. Pat McGinley right in the centre of the box there, caught offside. Boyd has only scored once in 2.5 seasons at Celtic.
It's a good spell of pressure by Celtic here. When the shot goes in, all credit to Rangers defence. They come out very quickly and left the Celtic player in there offside.
That's McStay, miscued the pass. Called it well. Roger took his eye off the ball. That's good play by McGinley. His left volley. Turned away by Goff. That's a very good clearance under pressure. He's very easily turned that behind his own goalkeeper.
Yeah, this is good play by Pat McGinley. He fades volley, he gets to as near that byline as he can, and he whips in one of those balls that often you see defenders put into their own net, but well dealt with by Richard Goff.
John Collins lining up an in-swinger here. Past the midway point in the first half. Walker helps it on. Off the crossbar from Ferguson's clearance. A let-off again for Rangers. A little touch by Walker was vital here, and Ferguson slicing that in the left foot over Andy Goram, and it's stopped by the bar. Loudrop being pulled back the full 10 yards. There's Collins. Done well by Bolly. Back in central defence after his sortie at right back on Wednesday. There's Ferguson. Cut off by Grant. Collins has Boyd breaking on the left. Playing it early this time. And Simon Donnelly did well with that cross. Got up well against Bolly for the header. Another good, swift, sharp Celtic attack.
That's right. It's a good ball into the middle there, but surprisingly enough, Simon Donnelly gets above Basil Bolly. Doesn't get enough power into the header to direct one target. It certainly must be worrying for Rangers at the back.
Hateley trying to make something of that. Acrobatic fashion. This is Loudrop. Faced by Mowbray. It's fine play by Loudrop. Marshall has to claim that for Celtic, and he does. The break is on. Here's Donnelly. Beautiful turn there by the youngster. Bolly matched him all the way though, and the free kick goes to Celtic.
You know, Brian Loudrop possesses so much ability. Here we see him. He sets up himself for a lovely cross. Well taken by Gordon Marshall, but really Loudrop's got a real touch of quality about him at times.
Clear push there by McNeill on Hateley. So a free kick to Rangers, taken short by Goff to McCall. Here's Durant. And Judy did well. A little flick there across the bars of McGinley. Celtic caught a little bit napping there though, that set piece. Durant found space.
You know, it's good vision by Ian Durant because he really saw Gordon Marshall off his line, tried to chip, was blocked. But a little bit of skill that's nice to see in the game.
Picks out Collins in space. Good effort by Collins. And another brilliant save.
Collins comes inside, sees Andy Goram off his line that little bit. Beautiful curling right foot shot, but tremendous save once again by Andy Goram. Here we see it from behind the goal, and you can see how much that ball turns, and there's Goram stretched to the limit to clear it.
Cut up well by Presley. In goes Collins. And a free kick there, just outside the area. Ian Ferguson, the culprit. A late opportunity here for Celtic. They played some delightful football in this cold run in the first half. So we're going into stoppage time in the first half. Goram has certainly been the hero again for Rangers. Mike Galloway is there, so is Collins. The Wall having to retreat. Collins takes it. He's gone! Magnificent free kick from Collins. And Celtic get the reward for a wonderful first half performance. Jubilation in the Broomlow Road stand. It was beautifully taken by Collins, deceiving the Rangers defence, and Goram in particular. Gets it tremendous. We see the angle, he's got a space here, he knows he's there. Look at that ball, curving right into the post. Tremendously well executed goal, and even Andy Goram, who's played so well in the first half, had no opportunity to stop it.
Celtic coming forward again, the half-time whistle is gone. John Collins has given Celtic a precious lead. Filling a deserved one.
Well, I think so. They've dominated the game in midfield. They've been more creative up front. The two front players have caused Rangers all sorts of danger. And John Collins has looked very inventive throughout. And what a tremendous free kick that he pulled out the bag there.
So the half-time score here at Ibrox. Rangers 0, Celtic 1.
Indications right at the start of the second half of some tactical alterations again made by Rangers. Gordon Jury starting this period wide on the right, and Laudrup has gone through the middle beside Haitley. So, interesting alterations, Billy.
Well, that's right, but really Gordon Jury hasn't made an impact in the game at all, and it may well be to try and get him involved in his more natural side and allow Brian Laudrup that little bit of freedom. It may also be that they've got to curb Celtic, because I felt that Mike Galloway was adventurous in the first half and really played well.
One for Haitley to chase. Cleared up there by Grant. Foley put under pressure by Andy Walker. There's Paul McStay, who had a magnificent first half for Celtic. Now Galloway. Ian Durrant has been deployed wide on the left-hand side of the Rangers midfield, partly perhaps to curb the runs of Galloway, supporting Pat McGinley, who also had a good first half. Back here with Dave McPherson. This is McCall. Now Goff. Haitley's layoff. Here's Stuart McCall. Oh, looking for Durrant on the left. It was very well read by Galloway. McGinley did well. This is Donnelly with Foley. Good play again. Grant checks inside McCall. On for McStay. It's a second for Celtic. Another superb goal. Beautifully created and finished in style by the captain Paul McStay. Well, it was beautifully built up on the right with Donnelly, then Peter Grant setting this up for Paul McStay, supporting so well from midfield, and swerved away and in off the post. Goram at full stretch. Yeah, Paul McStay knows exactly what he's going to do here. Keeps his eye on the ball, hits a tremendous strike, and it hits the post and comes into the net. But really, it's no more needs there, because we saw a superlative display with Paul McStay this afternoon. He's added that little bit of determination to get forward into his normal game. The jersey holding there, yes, spotted by the referee. Quickly taken free kick, there's Boley. Helped on by Ferguson to McPherson. So a throw to Rangers. good play by Laudrup. That's McPherson, the near post ball. Well won there by McNally. There's Laudrup. Good crossing chance this. Ferguson with a chance, another chance. Scrambled away by Celtic. Well, things for the moment not going Rangers' way. Donnelly keeps it in play, needs support. Peter Grant sprinting through the middle. He's the target. Fine play this by Grant, and forcing a tackle from Presley. There's a new dimension to Grant's play this season, the way he supports the front men so well. It's good play by young Simon Donnelly because he spots Peter Grant making a break through the middle, plays a good pass to him, and there you are, we see Stephen Presley forced into that corner kick. 10th corner kick of the match for Celtic against 2 for Rangers. That tells the story itself. He called it well defensively. That's McStay. Very intelligent header. Here's Boyd in an excellent position. Led back in by McGinley. That's Durant. McCall showing confidence and determination. And Galloway responds in turns. Headed down by Collins, straight back to Durant though. Durant playing out forward rather hopefully. Walker trying to make it a good pass. Goff did well. This is McPherson. Jury's first touch was clumsy. Good play there in midfield once more. Collins to Walker. The tackle came from Goff. Well, the Celtic fans applauding that. Excellent piece of play again from Celtic. That was well read by Bolly. Stay through the middle. Saw Boyd in space. It's an outstanding match, Paul McStay, right back to his best in the heart of the Celtic midfield. So Walter Smith now back in the dugout area from the stand, contemplating changes, I suspect. A long throw from Jury, looking for Hateley. He did well. The chance is on. Clearance by Galloway from Hugh Ferguson's header. Well, Hateley's head flick on opened up the Celtic defence. It's a real missed opportunity to Rangers because it's a tremendous header into the box from Matt Hateley, and really Ian Ferguson should be picking his spot from there. Jury to McCall. Here's Jury again with a shooting chance. Goes outside for McPherson. And Ian Ferguson again with a header. And still in front of goal, things not going for Rangers.
It's good play by Rangers, and it's a good ball into a difficult area to defend, and once again Ian Ferguson doesn't hit the target with a good chance.
Here's Laudrup taking on McNally. Very quick indeed, but that's a good tackle once again by young Mark McNally. Very quick in the turn. Presley going into the box as well. Played away by Galloway. Ferguson will retrieve. And now Laudrup. Headed away there by Tom Boyd. This is Durant. McCall is space. Good effort there on the turn by Jury. Well, there haven't been many attempts on goal by Rangers in the match. Well, Celtic got themselves in a little bit of funk here. It's a good strike, and Gordon Marshall's not had all that much to do, but looked very, very comfortable indeed there. Now McCall. Hateley goes for that. Did well to reach it. Too far out, really detest Gordon Marshall.
It certainly gave him a chance to show his aerial power, but the header, he directs it on target, but no problem to Gordon Marshall.
In by Galloway. That's Donnelly towards Collins, who's met well by McPherson. Peter Grant's effort was a good one. Kept it down very carefully.
Yeah, once again, Peter Grant's in the right position to pick up the ball here. It hits a shot, not all that far off the target.
And McNeill going up for that with Hateley penalised. Rangers come forward again. This is Jury. Off by Boyd. Grant to McStay. That's one for Walker to chase. And they got him well out of his area. Mowbray going for that. He's been penalised. He's explaining to the referee that Jury made a back for him. The referee's not impressed by the argument. That's towards Hateley. Well, Gordon Marshall looked supremely confident there. That was going wide. Hateley's menace clear again.
This is Hateley at his best. Good timing. Ball good directed towards the target, but Gordon Marshall seemed very confident that it was going past.
Riding a challenge from Boyd. Faced now by Grant and Mowbray. Well, the combined efforts were effective. Good defending by Celtic. There's John Collins. A long ball. Finds Andy Walker in space on the right. This could tie it all up. Oh, he's just wide of the post. Not waiting for the support to arrive. He had McKinley and Donnelly coming up. Chose to go it alone though.
Tremendous pass to John Collins. Andy Walker's got it under perfect control here. He lets you go for a goal. You can always do that when you're up 2-0 and goes just narrowly past.
This is McCall. And now Ferguson. Back with Presley. Time running out rapidly for Rangers. They really do need one goal to set up a real comeback chance at the end. Here goes Duncan Ferguson. Well tackled by McNeill. McStay trying to pick out Walker with a long pass. Sliced it rather. This is Presley. Back with Celtic again. Here's Paul McStay running away from Duncan Ferguson. Another chance on for the third goal. A swing off the post from McStay, and that would have capped a wonderful performance. Oh, McStay right back to his best. It was wonderful play the way he attacked the defence, held off Duncan Ferguson, then went past him, and the shot beat Andy Goram to come back off the post. Very little time to add on. It's been hectic all the way. There's Galloway. And now O'Neill. The tackle came from McCall. That's Ferguson. Now Bolly. McCall to Ferguson. Ian Ferguson, that is. Still strong. Playing it wide for McPherson. The player backtracking is Collins. Been tireless all afternoon. Now with Goram. And header there, allowing Collins to find Walker. Celtic in possession again. There into space for O'Neill, but Jury covered a long part of the pitch there to get back and make that interception. We're into injury time now though. It's back from Goff to Goram. Referee Williamson has checked with both linesmen. Final whistle goes. Celtic are the winners. With 2-0. Paul McStay with an inspirational performance from midfield led the way and capped that performance with a superb goal in 47 minutes, adding to the goal scored by John Collins just before half-time from the free kick. The Celtic players go to their supporters in the Broomlaw Road stand. It's been an outstanding performance, a 2-0 win against the champions, and a victory which was thoroughly deserved.
There is absolutely no doubt about that. the keyboard to all was that tremendous hold that Celtic had in midfield, but everyone played their part. The front two occupied Rangers at the back. The midfield gave support, and when it came to defending, the defenders were never found wanting. Gordon Marshall really didn't have an awful lot to do, but what he did very well.
So scenes of jubilation from the Celtic supporters. A major triumph for Tommy Barnes. The final score at Ibrox: Rangers 0, Celtic 2.
Were there any performances in particular that pleased you among individual players?
Well, I think McStay and Collins were a bit exceptional in the middle of the park, because they're exceptional players and we need them playing every week to that level. I also felt Peter Grant gave us a marvellous performance in there. He's at the opposite side for those two. He tends to break up the other team's attacks and put his foot in and do the sort of the mundane tasks that very rarely the supporters notice. But today I felt Grant was outstanding and literally run himself into the ground. Walker and Donnelly up front were exceptional. Their layoffs, their touching the ball and everything like that. And the back four played very well for us as well. McGinley's back for his first game of the season, done well. So many good things, and we're well pleased.
When McGinley played, there's been a lot of speculation about him perhaps being part of some deal involving Phil O'Donnell. Can you tell anything about that at all?
Well, I think to be perfectly honest, Pat McGinley would have started the season for us. But he said 1 or 2 personal problems, and Pat felt and spoke to me along with his good lady that he felt maybe be better moving off, and I tried to get him to reconsider that. Told him that he was very much part of our plans if he wanted to stay and try it out. But he felt again, come back in to see me and felt it would be better if he moved elsewhere. And it was also something almost happened for him that hasn't happened. And in a way I'm quite glad it never happened, because I feel he's still got a lot to offer Celtic, and I would hope that he would reconsider again over the weekend and stay and be a Celtic player, because I think he's a very good footballer.
Having said that, will there still be some interest? Is there any basis at all in the talk of Phil O'Donnell?
Well, I think that's unfair job for me to get involved in that. I think the press have been flying a kite for weeks now about players we are going to sign, and what I keep saying is when we sign a player, then we'll talk about it, and I want to be fair to other clubs and other players involved as well.
Well, at the end of a very difficult week for you, what was your feeling about today's match?
I was disappointed. I think if we take the 2 games that we've played at home this week against AEK and Celtic, losing both of them was a big blow. I feel that in terms of our possession of the ball just now, we've been giving the ball away an awful lot at present. We haven't therefore been creating an awful lot of chances to score, which regardless of how we played in the past, we always did create a lot of chances, and we were very direct and we caused teams a lot of problems. Just now we're not creating these chances, and I think we have to look at that part of our game as being probably the biggest problem we have at the present.
You did mix things up tactically today with a new formation really up front, with Duncan Ferguson left on the bench and Ian Durrant on. What was the thinking behind that today?
Well, like everything else, as I said, I feel that was the aspect of the game I spoke about a minute ago there was probably missing, and I felt like Ian Durrant could maybe give us that, and we change around. But it's not just from one area of the pitch. I feel that our possession of the ball all round could be better than it is at the present.
Do you have some concern about perhaps players who've peaked or are not performing as well as they have done, and whether or not you stay with them or change them or what?
Well, we've tried enough changes in recent weeks, and then nothing seems to be working at the present moment. We've won a couple of matches, but I don't think anybody that watched us play could say we're flowing through the games in any manner or means. It obviously concerns you when you're looking at your players, but I think towards the end of last season and the early part of this season, we have been up and down in terms of our form, and we have to try and take everything into consideration, and it sometimes takes a little while to put your finger on exactly what is wrong, and hopefully then you can do something about it. I don't think it's maybe just one single aspect of players maybe getting a bit older and not playing. I think it's far more complex than that, and hopefully we can get a run and get a bit of confidence going, which I think is an important factor and has been missing in recent weeks.
One final question for you, Tommy. There's been a lot of gloom and doom about the Scottish game this week, with Rangers and Aberdeen going out of Europe. What's your overall view on standards and the state of the Scottish game?
Well, I think at the end of the day we can all say this isn't good enough or that's not good enough, but I think somewhere along the line we've got to start doing something positive. And I think it's probably down to managers to say to the teams, right, look, we're going to have to get back down to passing the ball and not just lumping it up the park or chasing about or whatever, just to get back to the basics in the game and try and entertain the supporters and get more players that can entertain into our teams. And I think, to be fair, Rangers have got some excellent players there that can go and make things happen. I feel have got good players that can go and make things happen. And I think the more creative players we get back into the game will make it better for the supporters to watch.
What a start then for Tommy Burns. Very convincing winners today, Celtic. Celtic played very well. Rangers didn't play well. Derek, which of those two factors do you think was the most significant today?
I think you've got to look at the positive side of the game, do you? I think just Celtic played very, very well from the first minute they came out. They looked as if they were keen, they were fired up for the game. And they passed the ball an awful lot better than Rangers. They created more chances. And in the end, I think they deserve all the credit.
They won it by playing better football.
Yeah. Well, they passed the ball. I think that was evident on Wednesday night in the European game with AEK. They passed the ball so much better than Rangers. And today, Celtic did exactly the same, and both these teams won.
Billy, you must be pleased to see that Tommy Burns has put his stamp on this Celtic team, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's nice. It was a creative. As Derek said, it was a good performance for Celtic. I think we should stress that. Obviously, Rangers are having difficulties now, but that wasn't the reason that Celtic won. They won because they played well, were creative, great support from midfield, tremendous midfield display from Celtic today, and really a tremendous all-round performance.
Let's talk about John Collins in particular and that goal, because it came just before half-time. A wonderful strike, Derek, wasn't it?
Well, the Rangers got a glimpse of John Collins' shooting power last season when it was a shot from exactly the same place. You know, the same corner and everything else. Just a tremendous bend on the ball. He's a fabulous striker of the ball, John Collins, and I think Rangers should have realised that he was deadly from that range. I think you look at it there, Andy Goram a bit stranded, so you've got to say to yourself, was the wall in the right position? And I think that's a good view of it. You see where Andy Goram's standing, Andy Goram there, he doesn't know if the ball's going to go in that corner from Mike Galloway that's here, or if John Collins is going to put it that side. But for me, I think everyone knew that John Collins was going to shoot, so for me, the wall should have been over another couple of yards to stop that ball. And obviously, it didn't happen, and if you run it on, you find out John Collins, a tremendous bend on it. Well, look, the ball just a yard by Davy McPherson there. If he was over a bit more there, I think he could have cleared the ball, but you can't take it away from John Collins. That's just a fabulous strike.
It's a characteristic of his. Would you fault the Celtic defensive wall, or do we just give John Collins credit for a marvellous strike?
I think we've got to give John Collins credit because it was a well-executed free kick. But I honestly look, he's got two options. Andy Goram, I think, made a little mistake in his judgment because he's got two options. He's got John Collins who can bend the ball round the wall, as we've seen, or he can Mike Galloway, who tends to go for the power strike. I think he should have gone and protected his right-hand side of the goal and allowed Mike Galloway to have a strike, and then he could have been a goalkeeper. But he gave
the
himself
goal
far
was
too
really
much to
just
do.
the highlight of a marvellous performance by John Collins, wasn't it? Derek, I mean, he was the complete midfield player today, really, wasn't he?
I think he would love to play against Rangers every week because, you know, he just plays well. I mean, I can't remember him having a bad game against Rangers, and he just seems to revel in the atmosphere, and it's a wide pitch there, and he always just seems to get a bit of space for himself.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some examples then of John Collins today.
I mean, he's all over the place. He's wide on the left here. I mean, most people think you're going down the left onto his left foot, but he cuts in, sees Andy Goram a couple of yards off his line, and that's a magnificent shot. I mean, he's bending him with his left foot and his right foot. He's such a man in form just now. There's no doubt about that. Himself and Paul McStay just ran the show in midfield today. It was lovely to watch. What about that for a pass? I mean, one stride, he sees Andy Walker there. I mean, the reason that they got the space here, Basil Bolly had just been up the pitch. It was 2-0. Rangers obviously got to push men forward. But great space. Look at the space. Young Presley, they're caught between the two of them. And if we run it on, Andy Walker's a good first touch. He's into the box there. But you've just got the feeling, had he cut that back or hit the ball squarer, it could have been a tap-in for Celtic there. But he decided to have a go himself. And you can't fault strikers for having a go.
It wasn't though a one-man show in midfield, Billy. Peter Grant played as well as I've seen him, I think, in an Old Firm game. And Paul McStay, who was back to his very best, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's right to point out that Peter Grant played very well, and he played a sort of stabilising role, but he also got forward. But McStay's performance, to me, was real top-quality stuff. I think Paul's benefited from that injury he had at the end of last season. He's had a long layoff, he's got himself supremely fit, and I think he's also at an age when he's determined to show people that he is a real quality player. And if he continues the performances that he showed today, then he's going to have a magnificent season.
Let's take a look at Paul then. Derek?
Well, Billy said, I thought he had a smashing game today, and I think he ran the midfield well. I mean, here's a good ball by Peter Grant. Look, right in his stride, he couldn't ask for a better pass there, and it was all about making the strike. Just strike the ball well. He knows where the goals are. Peter Grant, we spoke the first day of the season about him getting forward an awful lot more for Celtic. Well, that's the sort of chances he's creating when he goes forward. I mean, Andy Goram can do nothing about that. That's just a fabulous strike. Great pass there, great strike. John Collins did well. The ball just going through his legs there. Wonder if he tried to flick it. Andy Goram, we hoped he tried. he might not have scored there, but you can't fault that. This McStay in midfield, just shrugging off a couple of tackles again. Normally, he'd have just hit that ball wide and got on with the job. But look, he's so confident these days. Look, cuts inside. Wasn't the greatest shot he's ever struck, but he was confident enough to run at that Rangers defence and have a shot. And for the first time in ages, Andy Goram made a mistake there, but very quick to come up. And here he is, he scores so many goals from outside the box here, and Andy Goram doing his best there again, just tipping that ball over the bar.
There we are, a marvellous midfield performance by Celtic. Now, the game was in French television today, and their commentator, an experienced character called Gregoire Malgaton.
Oh, no,
you know Gregoire very well. And we talked to Gregoire about his feelings about Scotland's performance, or the two Scottish clubs' performance in Europe this week, and what he had to say was very interesting.
My impression is that the Celtics deserve its victory, and they should have scored more than 2 goals. And I was very surprised by the level of the Rangers, the low level of their play, the style of playing. I was really, they didn't play that much good, you know. They played just in the air, just the old kick and rush. And I think that style of play belongs to history. They don't do anything in Europe and in Scotland with this style of play. And British clubs like Newcastle or Manchester United, they have understood that the old kick and rush belong to history. They play on the ground with pass, and that is competitive against continental clubs.
So there we are, the Frenchman's attitude that the Scottish champions played kick and rush football. Is that fair, Billy?
Well, I think a lot of what he said is correct, but certainly it's not traditional Scottish football, because back over the last 25 years, as he mentioned, we've had some real good performances, but our football was better. I think it's compared to recently. You know, if you go back to 82, 83, Aberdeen won the Cup Winners' Cup. They played it by playing real quality, good ball on the deck football, and I think that's what Scottish football was known for. Sure, we had players that could head of the ball, but the bulk of the game was played in the deck. Celtic won the European Cup that way, Rangers won the Cup Winners' Cup that way. I think we've got a disease in the game now. We want to take the short route all the time. I put it down to the Premier League. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but to me it seemed to come in when the Premier League was in.
I think everybody agrees that the game is too fast, the emphasis is far too much on the physical, but how do we actually call a halt? Who's going to be the first to say, all right, we won't rush and harry and kick and play the long ball game?
Well, obviously it is down to the Premier League, as Billy says, but it is down to the managers. They're the ones that tell the players how to go out and play the game. I think one of the biggest problems is we've not got enough